Hey guys, I'm Roden. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the weekly intuitive astrology reading. So in this upcoming week, we got a lot going on. So first of all, those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and commenting. I don't know if I said that one. Make sure your notification settings are set to your liking. Sometimes when you first subscribe, they're set to like personalized. If you want to get all notifications, just make sure that you are checking that that's where it's set, okay? The way this works, I go over the astrology of the week and then I give you my 2 cents on it. You don't have to take it as truth. It's just what my own interpretation of it. And then I go ahead and I do some channeling and I pull some cards, okay? So what we have going on this week, the very first day, May 30th, this, by the way, this is from May 30th to June 6th, just so you know. On May 30th, we have the new moon in Gemini. On June 3rd, Mercury goes direct in Taurus at 26 degrees. And on June 4th, Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius at 25 degrees. Those retrograde direct transits will be very important this week. I also want to note that we are ending the week on June 6th, and this year is a 6 year, so 666. It's an important day. And I was sitting with that. I was like making my notes and I was like, oh yeah. It's like, look at that. And there's some interesting stuff going on that day for sure, astrologically speaking. But then I was just sitting with it. And I feel like that day is a really good day to take some time out, to meditate, to get in tune, to connect. Whatever your little practice is for big portal days or synchronicity days, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. We're going to get more into it. They're actually giving me stuff. They're like giving me information. But I don't want to talk about it yet. So we'll get there. Anyway, so the new moon Gemini, I did the live video for the new moon Gemini on Patreon. For those watching on Patreon, hi, you already know it. You already have access to it. For those watching on YouTube, if you don't want to be a patron but you're curious about the video, it's on Vimeo. So go ahead and check that out. But starting out the week with this new moon Gemini, we've been in a weird time. We've been in a weird time, energetically speaking. The eclipses, the new moon Taurus eclipse was awesome. It was awesome. I think we all felt really good under that energy, even if we did have some changes go down. But then the full moon Scorpio happened, and I knew that that was going to be a little shadowy because it was going to be square Saturn. But damn. Like Scorpio, you know, people speak of Scorpio as the scorpion, the eagle, the phoenix. We were in total Scorpio energy. We were being asked to be the scorpion and be under the rock. Be in the dark. Be in the dark. Be in silence. Be in isolation. Be with yourself. Be with your own darkness. And even seeing the darkness in other people. It was making us very sensitive. It was also having us face a lot of denser emotions and parts of ourselves. And that is still present. That's still present. And while the full moon Scorpio was going down, Mercury went retrograde in Gemini, right? And now it's still retrograding, but it's moved through Gemini into Taurus. It's been in Taurus for a bit now. And we still have this retrograde energy, and it's created this very kind of murky, confusing, like, I'm calling it the land of the lost kind of energy. And we've had square Saturn energy for a while with the full moon Scorpio, and Mercury is also square Saturn right now too. So we've been feeling that extra pressure from Saturn. And it's been a little gnarly. And Saturn is also in a pre-shadow retrograde period. When Saturn builds up to go retrograde, it gets intense. It gets really heavy. It gets really dense. We really feel that. He's been doing this so much. Like when I start recording, he's like, oh, it's time to make an appearance. It's time to get her attention. Huh, Bubs? Huh. I let him hang out because he'll just be incessant about it if I try to get him down. So just know there's gonna be a kitty cat probably making distractions. Anyway, square Saturn energy is hard. It's restrictive. It causes delays, all that stuff, challenges. But then when it goes into retrograde energy, like when it gears up for it, and even when it is in retrograde energy, it also does that as well. There you go. Oh, good boy. Good boy. He just decided to lay down on his own. But yeah, Saturn retrograde energy brings that as well. So Mercury square Saturn, which is happening under this new moon Gemini, but also it's happening for the rest of the week. So keep that in mind, that even though Mercury is going to go direct, which is going to help us a little bit with this whole land of the lost funhouse energy, that's not so fun, it's still going to be there. Clyde, come here. I know, buddy. He'll be back, trust me. Even though Mercury is going to go direct on June 3rd, it's still going to be square Saturn. So while it's going to feel a little bit better, because it's not going to be the extra confusion from Mercury retrograde, and we're going to start to get some clarity back, it's really not going to drastically improve until the following week, which I would say arguably like June 10th. June 10th, definitely by June 13th, when Mercury moves back into Gemini. Talk about clarity. When Mercury goes home into Gemini, it's going to feel really good, I swear. It's going to feel really good, really good. So yeah, like once Mercury hits like 28, is it 28? Yeah, like 20, 29 degrees Taurus, it's going to start feeling immensely better. So like I said, I think that's around the 10th of June, like 9th, 10th of June, around there. I'd have to double check, but that's intuitively what I'm getting. So just know that. And while we're in this land of the lost energy, oh, mister. And if I put him out, he's just going to paw at the door and meow, and it's going to not be nice. Sorry, guys. He's so distracting right now. Coming back. So, this land of the lost energy, it will go away. It will go away. And in the meantime, with any square Saturn situation, you really should be on top of your responsibilities. Do that, prioritize so that you don't like mess anything up, but don't make yourself crazy. Don't make yourself crazy. Don't get too sucked into the vortex of confusion and panic and anxiety and irritability and I don't know and things are uncertain and I'm scared and I'm panicked. Like, you don't have to get caught up in that. It's happening collectively, especially everything that's going on, economically speaking. Just be present. Be grounded, take your time, do some breath work, make sure you're doing things every day that really facilitate your own mental health and well-being and happiness and feeling emotionally okay. That's really, 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 really important, okay? Now, for the rest of the week, let's see here. Oh yeah, the karmic energy. I talked about this also on the Patreon on Moon Gemini. So this karmic energy we have with Saturn and Pluto, they're both aspecting Mercury, okay? And it is creating kind of like a judgment day energy. And I think that's what we've all been feeling. Like we've been feeling that there's a big shift about to happen. And there totally is. Once Saturn goes direct, which is the day after Mercury goes retrograde, which is June 4th. So this is happening this week as well. We're going to start a whole new phase. We're going to start about a 4-month period of time where we really need to be making sure that we are getting our shit together and also getting our logistics set up for anything that we have been wanting to work on or wanting to birth when it comes to being of service to others, helping out the collective, doing something for Gaia, like giving back. Think Aquarius, Gemini energy. It's like getting all your ducks in a row to hit the green light. And definitely to make baby steps, like in that same regard, like, get all the people in that you want in, get the money situated, get the things purchased, get the supply chain right, like, all of that stuff. And then once Saturn goes direct, it's going to be a better time to actually launch. Now keep in mind, when Saturn goes direct at the end of October, Mars will go retrograde, but it'll go retrograde in Gemini. Ding, 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 Gemini again. There's Gemini right there again. All these retrogrades we're having, by the way, not all of them, but a lot of them, like Saturn, Mars, and then the next Mercury retrograde, they're all going to be in air signs. They're all going to be in air signs, which is what? Communication, thinking, planning, networking, relationships, like think that sort of stuff, right? Again, when Saturn is retrograde, it doesn't mean that it's time to not act. That's not what it is, right? It's a time to reevaluate how you've been disciplined, how you've been working, what your plans are. It's that sort of stuff, which is why it's like the best time to really implement a new way of being disciplined and a new way of being ready and prepared to work, okay? But when Mars goes retrograde, typically in a Mars retrograde period, it's like, it's a time to not take action typically, but it's going to be in Gemini. It's going to be in how we think, how we communicate, and how we plan, and how, new ideas, that sort of stuff, which is what we already should be doing right now, right now in the next 4 months. So I'm not worried about that. Like, even with Mars being retrograde in Gemini, taking action, like physical action of like launching something, should actually be pretty doable in my mind anyway. This is my own interpretation of this. But if you're looking to, like, once Mars goes retrograde in Gemini, and then you're like, oh, maybe I can get a plan together. Maybe I can talk to these people. Maybe these people will be interested. Like, no, it's not gonna, it's gonna be rough. Okay. Again, my own interpretation. But just know that right now we have some karmic energies. It feels like Judgment Day, but that's because we are moving into a new shift. And it's really a time to look at yourself, and a time to be like, are you ready for this next shift? Are you ready for the next 4 months? Have you learned what you needed to do? Have you gotten yourself ready? Have you, do you have your tools like all set up? Are you repeating the same shit over and over? Have you made the right decisions, or have you been regressing? Right? That's why we feel that pressure, and it doesn't really feel so good. So intense period of time, but the next phase I think is going to be really great if you are ready for it. And if you're not, that's okay too. That's fine too. We all have our own journeys, and we're all in different places, and we all got different stuff going on. No judgment here for me, even though we're talking about Judgment Day. All right. So what else is going on this week? Mars and Aries. The Mars-Jupiter Aries energy has been really intense. That's also part of the new Moon Gemini. Aries overload is what I call it. So love that part of it that's productive and motivating, but the part of it that wants to start a fight, be mindful to not fall prey to that, because it is overloaded for sure. But for the whole week, and then this energy that I'm about to talk about, the Mars Aries square, I believe it's called Ceres. In Cancer, that goes exact on June 6th, on 666 day. That Mars square, that like Aries square Cancer energy, it's kind of tough because it calls into question how we feel emotionally stable and supported, emotionally secure. It also brings into the forefront your home situation, your family situation, and if you feel safe there. If you feel safe, you feel supported, if you feel comforted. Now those things are going to kind of create some friction with your own desire to go and create, your own desire to start new projects, your own desire to go out, have fun. And there's also gonna be some sexual energy all tied up in this too. So as you're like working on your own shit and you're getting ready for the next phase, the next 4 months, you're getting ready to, be in your total fire sacral energy, and you're focusing on yourself, people around you might not be so cool with that, with this energy, especially family or anybody you share a home with. I'm hearing sacred space. There's a need to also prioritize your sacred space. You're going to need it, because it's like fire energy is great, and it's great to be busy. It's great to be out and about. It's great to bring things to life. But we all need time out still every once in a while, and your own personal sacred space is going to be important for that. So make sure you're not losing sight of that as well. The other thing I want to talk about, Uranus. Uranus in Taurus at 16 degrees is conjunct Pallas Athena in Aries. In Taurus, excuse me, I miswrote that. That's weird. Yeah, Pallas Athena is in Taurus, because it starts at Taurus 13 degrees and then it ends at 16 degrees. Weird, sorry. So that aspect is happening all this week, and is also exact on 666. You see where I'm going with the 666 day and why it's so important and powerful. Uranus working with Pallas Athena. Uranus is an activator, okay? It's an activator, it's a change initiator, it's a catalyst. It causes change. It likes reform. It likes to break things. It's very Aquarian like that. It's very innovative. It's also very jarring. It's interesting because they're telling me fast. Like, they give me channelings as I talk about astrology. Like they're saying fast. I feel like this might initiate some towers, because I feel like they're trying to communicate to me that there's gonna be some things that happen really fast out of the day of 666. And I'm really feeling that as I'm talking about this. Pallas Athena is like Libra. Pallas Athena is, it's justice, it's wisdom, it's beauty, it's learning, it's it's the social justice for all. It's that sort of vibe. And when Pallas Athena is in Aries, we get even more motivated to balance things out, to get our own justice. We get more motivated to go out and take action and take control, seize control, and not from a place of ego, because that's different. It really, thank you, I'm hearing leader. It really is going to lean us more into being true leaders, to hold that level of responsibility and motivation and accountability. Thank you. To be those people that will go and take action to really seize our life, right? To really go after what it is we want, what we think is justice, what we think is best. And that's what true leaders do. That's what true kings, queens, gods, goddesses do. They go in and they take it. They go in and they claim it. They go in and, what's the word? Declare it, right? That's that kind of energy. And as it's working with Uranus, it's going to be fast. It's going to be a catalyst. It's going to be like lightning bolt, where we're feeling this energy, and even where people are actually taking action that make affect other people, whether it's the realm of money, finances, economy, social justice, or even just something in your own personal life for your own foundation, for your own projects. So take that as it resonates, but that's definitely going to be there. Yeah, there's a lot going on this week. There's a lot going on this week. So my best advice, I really want to, okay, so they want me to talk about Juno. Juno's in Pisces. Juno is also square the sun in Gemini. It's not as strong of an aspect compared to the other ones, but they want me to talk about it. With Juno and Pisces, we really prioritize bonding on a very deep spiritual level with people. And with the square that Mars is having with Ceres, the Aries square Cancer energy, I feel like it's going to bring in some codependency. But it's going to bring a little bit of codependency with Juno being in Pisces, square the sun in Gemini. The square between the sun and Juno, it's this push-pull of wanting to be not attached, wanting to have very casual friendships and relationships so that you can meet a lot of new people and you can have that level of freedom to just do what you want, learn what you want, talk to whoever you want, and just kind of be like a free bird, basically. Juno and Pisces doesn't like that. Juno and Pisces wants to be settled in deep with somebody. It's almost scorpionic, because Juno even of itself, I think, can be a little shadowy, where Juno is about marriage, but it's also the protector of women, and it can have a little bit of a shadowy, envious, vengeful kind of an energy to it. Make sure you got good boundaries right now. That's all I gotta say about that. Make sure you got good boundaries right now. So as far as where all this may be affecting you personally, I would really prioritize looking at Aries and Taurus in your own personal houses. So again, this is based off your rising sign. Some of you, that's going to be the same house. Where we have Taurus 25 to 29 degrees, that is the confusing land of the lost energy, is where we have Taurus 25 to 29 degrees, along with Aquarius 25 to 29 degrees. This is where we're feeling challenged. This is where we feel the pressure of responsibility and duty and what we can do, how we can be prepared. Oh God, what's going to happen? I don't know which way to turn. Like that sort of energy, which will dissipate over the next couple of weeks. Really by June 10th-ish. Okay. Definitely by June 13th. Yeah. Moving on. Taurus and Aries 10 to 15 degrees. That's that Uranus Pallas Athena energy. That's that I'm ready to go and seize control of my life. I'm ready to shake things up, but we're really going to feel it on June 6th. Okay. And again, that's what I'm saying. Aries and Taurus, some of you guys is going to be in the exact same house. Some of you, it's just going to be one house that is getting so much shit going down in it. So be mindful of that. And then where we have the friction between our sense of emotional support, showing up for ourselves versus our families, our homes, our tribe, so to speak, and wanting to just kind of go rogue and be our own leader and go and do things and not be held back by any of that stuff. The imbalance of those things, the obligation of self to others, the friction of that is going to be 5 to 10 degrees Aries. And of course, looking at Cancer for that as well. But that's what I'm saying. Prioritize looking at Aries and Taurus, because that's where a lot of this is going down for most of us. And that Gemini energy, the Gemini energy with this new moon, what is this that I'm picking up on here? This feeling of sovereignty, freedom and acceptance of self and others. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this energy that's coming up here. There's a level of independence, but I feel like it's coming out of a need for boundaries, like a need for boundaries because we're going through a lot right now. Everybody's going through a lot right now. The energy is really intense. We're a little sensitive. There's combative energies at play. There's uncertain energies at play. There's stress. We're all kind of needing a little extra space. And so the new moon Gemini, along with this, with the Sun square Juno that's happening the rest of the week, when people want to grab at you, when people are expecting you to give or expecting you to have this very deep, like, connection with them, but really what you need is space, sacred space, prioritize it. You need to have those boundaries in place. But this can all be done with love. This can all be done with grace and gentility and compassion. And we can maintain our level of independence and still have relationships and still be able to talk to each other. And I'm hearing clarity. Like I said, clarity is coming in as Mercury goes direct on the 3rd, but more is coming in definitely by the 10th, definitely by the 13th. But some of that's coming in here too with the Sun being in Gemini. I'm really feeling mostly this is about boundaries though. Boundaries that are needed right now because we're all going through a lot. And a lot of us are getting ready to not just focus on the self, but getting ready to understand what we really want to put most of our attention and focus on moving forward. I feel like this is really circulating around projects and work. Yeah. How to be of service to others, how to contribute to the collective, that sort of stuff. Okay, moving on. Oh, I said I want to talk about 6/6. I mean, I feel like I talked about 6/6. So 6/6/6 is happening on Sunday, June 6th. Like I said, we have some really big aspects happening that will be exact, which means that's going to be the strongest they're going to be on June 6th. I do feel like it's going to be a day where we're going to come out of it feeling really alive. Especially after this period of being in the land of the lost. It's like we're going to reclaim some clarity. We're going to reclaim our sanity. That's interesting. That's coming up here. Our sanity. We're going to reclaim some of that. There's also going to be a releasing and closure. This is part of the karmic energy too that I was getting. This is just what they're telling me right now. All this karmic energy we've been going through for the last few weeks, coming out of the portal on June 6th. It's going to be like a final step in closure, like a final step of release. Yeah. Around what? It's going to be different for everybody. What's been keeping you from being ready? Definitely attachments. Family. I heard family. Big family stuff, family attachments, family woundings. Yeah, I'm able to do this with my hand like against the table. It's like there's gonna be really nice closure that comes out of that. It's gonna feel like some of us have like cleared the karmic tab, so to speak. It's gonna have that kind of feeling to it. We're gonna feel refreshed. We're gonna feel alive again, and we're gonna feel more ready for what's ahead. Everything's going to make a hell of a lot more sense come June 6th, but especially by June 13th when Mercury moves back into Gemini. Okay? So it's a lot. So it's not really just about this week because we're getting ready for the next 4 months / rest of the year / next few years / this whole new age. Right? But let's pull some cards. All of a sudden this hand feels really hot. Okay. What are we going to start with? You know what? I pulled one of my decks out of retirement because I'm starting to do giveaways on Patreon because I've been cleaning. And I'm like, you know what? there are people that will appreciate some of the stuff that I am cleaning out of my place. So I'm doing giveaways there, and I was about to put this one in there, and it said, no, you'll need me today. I was like, okay. Any messages or insights? Oh, what deck is it? Sorry, I just heard some of you guys ask. Spellcasting deck. Any messages or insights this upcoming week? They're highlighting June 3rd and June 6th. Yeah, those are big days. Those are big days. Remember, you still might be feeling that Land of the Lost energy this week. But by the end of the week, and especially by mid next week or mid following week, you're going to find your way out of it. Any messages or insights for this upcoming week? Oh, that's nice. We got peace. Peace. Pursuit of peace. Isn't that what we all want? It's coming, guys. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I just heard forgiveness, though. I did just hear forgiveness. A lot of stuff that's been coming up for us in the last few weeks have been facing, again, some things we've been holding on to, some denser emotions that are still with us, some denser traumas, even if they're not really ours, even if it just belongs to our family. Family is such a big theme right now here, and I'm really feeling that, probably because of the Cancer energy from Ceres. But forgiveness is needed to let some of that stuff go. But it's going to get better. We're not going to be so lost feeling anymore. Any other messages or insights for this upcoming week? Confidence. Gotta love that Aries energy. Mars in Aries and Jupiter in Aries will bring confidence. Just be mindful about overconfidence. Like I said, Jupiter expanding Mars, that can be Aries overload, so be mindful of that. But with peace and confidence coming in here, I'm loving the symmetry of the two images as well. It's almost like the same person, and all of a sudden she's like sprouted wings. She's sprouted wings and soared even higher into the galaxy. That's like literally how this is coming to me. Like she's been chilling in the sky in front of the sun, and now she's blasted off into space. It's like how that feels to me. Just really cool. With clarity and inner knowing and truth comes peace, comes confidence, comes calm. When we're afraid, when we're uncertain, when things are unclear, that's when we can get thrown off balance. Because if you know, you just know. Right? If you have your inner knowing, what's there to worry about? Right? So yeah, there's gonna be confidence coming in here as we become more clear. I was getting this too with the new Moon Gemini live that I did last night on Patreon. There's going to be like a moving into the next level of power, empowerment, mastery, because a lot of us are going through this karmic window, so to speak, to let some things go, to really drop some things that either don't belong to us or have been long overdue to be dropped. I'm actually hearing broken away from. It's going to help us to soar higher. It's going to help us to move into a much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just powerful place, but I'm getting a lot of self-esteem. I'm actually feeling really like strong Leo energy with that, to be honest with you. I'm getting really strong self-esteem that can be born of that. So, don't know why I did hold it like that. Peace and confidence. Let's see if anything else wants to come out, and I'll pull more cards. Any other messages or insights for this upcoming week? On the bottom, I did say Leo energy, didn't I? On the bottom, we have courage. It's interesting because they just showed me a visual of like lions falling asleep and then they're waking up again. So you might have felt, especially back in like March, April, it's kind of just what I picked up on, that you were like awake, you were vital, you had a lot of vitality, You were the lion. You were like, you're feeling yourself. You were excited. And then this weird trickstery eclipse retrograde period of Land of the Lost, you're like, oh, asleep. Lions are waking up again. Might be a big message in here for my Leos. But that's beautiful. I mean, we know why courage is here, right? Are you ready for the next step? Are you ready for the next phase? Are you ready for the next 4 months? You are. Curious what's underneath that. Ooh, blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings. To go and what? To go grab it. To go take it. To go and just make shit happen. You want a certain life? Go get it. You want to do a certain project? Go do it. Right? It's really just that simple. Like, what was the Nike phrase? Is it just do it? I think that's what it is. Just do it. Just do it. Again, once we're out of the Land of the Lost and not feeling so insane, and when some of us have like let go of this this karmic energy, it's not for everybody, because some of this is way more intense for others. So again, take the messages as they resonate, but we will feel immensely better. We will feel immensely better, especially halfway through June. We're really going to feel that. And then after New Moon Gemini, we have Full Moon Sag. A full moon and fire energy. I haven't looked at the aspects for Full Moon Sag yet. Talk about just do it. Saggies, you can't hold a Saggy down. Right? Anyway, moving on. Let's do Dreams of Gaia. Any messages or insights for this upcoming week? Any messages or insights for this upcoming week? Emotion and intellect. When this card comes out, it's about the balance. It's about the balance of the mind and the heart. Is there one that's winning? Are your emotions totally overwhelming you? Or is your mind doing way too much walking and talking? Where's your balance? Where's your balance of rationale and feeling, intuition? Where's the balance? Where are you sitting? Like I said, I feel a lot of fear in the collective right now. I feel a lot of anxiety. I feel a lot of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to turn. I keep feeling that, like, very strong. I feel like that's getting way too caught up in the head and not being grounded. It's also okay to have emotions that are a lot or really intense, or, you know, getting to a point where like you need to have a big purge of some kind. I also, thank you, they said that's happening. So some of you guys, that's also happening, where there's a big emotional purge trying to happen, but you're too caught up in your head or too caught up in responsibility or your to-do list or whatever it is, and you're not grounded. And so you're not allowing yourself to sit down and feel that stuff come up to be released. Be mindful if you are in that group, okay? Wow. We have the 10 of Earth in reverse with the 5 of Air in reverse. This 5 of Air, I like that it's in reverse. That's about letting down the mask, right? It's about moving out of ego. It's moving out of martyrdom and victimhood. And I try and nothing works. And, you know, it's that kind of energy. But with the 10 of Earth here being in reverse, that's saying that you haven't been able to see all of the glory and blessings you already have at your disposal. And that anything that you really have been wanting, you just have to see that you already have it, or you just have to see that it's very easy for you to attain. It's like the mind has been getting in the way, the ego has been getting in the way, the trauma has been getting in the way, the programming has been getting in the way. And if we can find our balance here with our own intuition, feelings, emotional state, and rationale, and not being attached to certain things, especially wounding and programming and all of that sort, we could see that. We could see that. I was also picking this up in the New Moon Gemini live. that there's this illusion happening where, like, before we entered the land of the lost, there was such certainty. Like, there was so much certainty of, these are my people. This is what I'm going to do. This is how this is going to work. And then we entered it, and it's like, for some of us, it's been an interpretation of none of that was real, or it's all gone. And that's not the case. That's not the case. It's not the case. I feel like a lot of you who are in that boat are going to come out of it and be like, oh, I don't know where I was for the last 3 weeks, but I am back into the reality that I was so confident and reassured in. Okay? This is not a time to make big decisions right now. Wait till we're out of the land of the lost, and then make your decisions. Oh, what's under this? Another balance card. We have the Ace of Air and the Heaven and Earth card. Another card that speaks of balance, but this card speaks of being grounded and being connected. As above, so below. And with the Ace of Air, that's a new perception of truth. A wider perception of truth, a higher evolved sense and perception of truth. We're going to be okay. We will come out of the land of the lost. It will make a lot of sense. It will make a lot of sense. Again, please be sure you're checking your own balance, making sure that you are grounded and you are open and you are connected to your own truth, and you are not getting sucked into the external and the chaos of the collective right now, because it's really just going to throw you off and make you feel a little crazy. But like I said, we're going to come out of this just fine. It's going to be just fine. Oh, beautiful. Ace of Water. 2 aces coming out right next to each other. Oh. Ace of Water. It speaks of new emotional beginnings, right? It's like entering into a new phase where you feel emotionally different. You feel more open. You feel more vulnerable. You feel happier. You feel more ready to receive. It's like, it could even speak of meeting people. Meeting people as you're coming out of the land of the lost, which is very, very likely to happen. What's Venus doing? Oh, you know what? So not this week that I'm talking about, but the following week. What would that be? June 7th to the 13th? June 7th to the 13th. Venus is going to go conjunct Uranus. Who? Activating relationships. Unexpected relationships. Relationships getting shaken up. And then also on the 13th, Mercury moves into Gemini. That's where we're going to have a true breath of fresh air. This week is about getting out of the land of the lost. The following week is taking in that new air. when we feel good again, we feel sane again, we feel grounded again, and it's going to lead to a lot of really cool opportunities. And some of us are going to feel like we've gotten back on track when really we were never off track. We were just in the land of the lost. Okay? It's awesome. Oh, beautiful. Show you guys in a second. I'm going to get all the cards out here. Any other messages or insights this upcoming week? 8 of Fire. Talk about taking action. We're going to be ready. Even if Saturn's retrograde, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready to take our own mission seriously, but not so seriously that we lose sight of fun and we lose sight of passion and we lose sight of how even work or mission can be full of passion and fun and excitement, right? And inspiration. It doesn't have to be void of that. I really strongly feel relationships coming up here and connections. You might feel like people have disappeared out of your sphere, like I said, for the last few weeks, and they're going to suddenly reappear because we're all coming out of the land of lost. We can all see each other again. The fog is being lifted. This is really cool. I'm really liking this. It's getting me very, very excited and very amped. Let's see what's on the bottom. Yeah. We got Death and Rebirth in reverse with the King of Air in reverse. Not surprising with Union in reverse. Do you see imbalance and confusion here? I do. Yeah. Confusion, out of balance, separation consciousness, illusions. Things are not clear. Things are foggy. There's miscommunications. I don't know which way to turn. With the Death and Rebirth card in reverse, I feel like it's in reverse because some of us have been resisting this energy and fighting it because it's really uncomfortable. But we're going to come out of it fine. We're going to come out of it fine. It's also that we're on this precipice of this energy. Getting out of the land of the lost. Some of us dealing with some karmic closures. We're almost there. We're almost there. Just don't fight this. Don't fight this energy. Don't fight this process. Stay as balanced and grounded and sane as you can. And again, try to avoid making big decisions, especially if you don't feel okay. Especially if you don't feel okay. And if you feel like you've been challenged recently with boundaries, it's time to exercise those boundaries. If you feel like you've been challenged with things that have always been kind of difficult, or relationships that have always been kind of difficult, excuse me, there's a reason, and there's probably some karmic rebalancing that needs to happen there, which is also part of the next phase we're moving into for the next 4 months. There's going to be major karmic rebalancing there too, with Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. Okay, I don't even know what to call this, to be honest with you. This whole video. I'm going to go ahead and pull some advice. I'm going to do the Gaia Oracle. That feels very appropriate. Gaia Oracle. Any advice for this upcoming week? Any advice for this upcoming week? Let's see. Nice. Enchanted Forest, mystery, magic, and excitement. And then harmony, power, self-confidence, productivity. We will be moved back into balance. We will. And like I said, it doesn't hurt to start now, because it's just going to make things feel a lot less crazy, a lot less insane. With Enchanted Forest, it is exactly how it sounds. It is in a little bit of a moon illusionary energy where it can make us feel a little bit lost, and that's also okay. But it also means we don't see the amazing things that are around the corner either. Which also makes them more magical and more like mystical and romantic and exciting, right? I know it probably doesn't feel like that now, that everything could be like really exciting and fun and amazing for some of us, but it can be. It can be. But it's got to start with your balance first. It's got to start with your own sense of balance and equilibrium first. Your own peace of mind, if you will. So start there, prioritize that, prioritize your priorities, and take care of yourself. And once we're out, you're going to feel better. Things will be more clear. Things will fall into place. People might show up in your life again, and it's going to be all right. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out Vimeo and Patreon. Thank you guys again for showing up and being so supportive. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Have a good week, guys. Take care.